Hello and welcome to day 5 of our challenge. Today I have something very special for you, our sciatica tool, with which you can relieve piriformis syndrome, sciatic complaints, sacroiliac joint blockade, all these things. We are talking about the SI joint and sciatic hero. So you can understand how the effect of the sacroiliac joint and sciatic hero is, look, we have a pointed tip, a round tip, and a flat tip. And depending on where on the buttocks you are working, these three shapes are particularly well suited for the purpose they are intended to fulfill. That looks something like this. You lie on your back and position yourself with your buttocks so that you hit exactly the spots where it hurts, where the tense muscles are. And through the pressure, the whole thing relaxes, and you have this effect that afterwards you get up and say, wow, that feels much looser. And in order to be able to reach all areas of the buttocks well, there are these three different attachments. When you lie on it, you achieve a kind of massage function. By moving the buttocks, you practically get these different pressure distributions, which then have an even greater effect. And the flat attachment, you mainly use it so that you then will remove this round part down here so that you can place it firmly. And then you practically lie on top of it and hyperextend in the hip, and thus you have a double effect. And this is particularly effective because here at the back you press and relax the gluteal muscles, and at the front you lengthen, stretch the hip flexor, the iliopsoas. Look forward to it, it feels great. If you don't have it yet, you can try using different balls of different diameters. Even a coconut, halved and then placed upright, is suitable in shape so that you can work well with the sharper part, which are also differently shaped. Try it out. And what I have just explained to you, we will show you practically. So, let's get started with the exercises for the SI joint and sciatica relief, or with the things you already prepared at home yesterday. I'll say it again. We have a flat tip, a round tip, and a tip, and we have the part underneath that makes it removable. And that would somehow be a ball that is a little bigger, and that would be a ball that is a little smaller. If it becomes too small, so that it is too low, then you simply put another book or something under it, which raises this ball a little higher so that it has a better penetration depth into the gluteal muscle. And this is the tip, and that would then be a pretty small ball, maybe even a little smaller than a tennis ball. In dog toys, you can sometimes find things like that, yes. Maybe a hard rubber would also not be bad because it compresses less. And then again, also place 2 or 3 books underneath so that you get more height overall, and the top then practically represents the point of contact with the buttocks, yes. So, let's start with the round tip now, and let's detach it from the middle part, because usually the lower height is sufficient. And now we lie on our backs and simply test where on the buttocks there is a sensitive spot. If you don't do it with the sacroiliac joint and sciatic nerve saver, then try to use your balls accordingly, yes. And you already notice when the ball is too soft, then you have too little effect. But when it is really nice and firm, then you feel areas where you notice, wow, the effect is clear.
I found a spot.
Have you?
Yes.
And the beautiful thing is, now it will be cozy, because you simply stay lying on it.
Is it important that I have one leg stretched out?
The leg bent or extended, compare, I automatically extended it a bit because then I noticed I can reach this spot better. So again, it's about finding the areas in the buttocks that are sensitive, that are painful. And when you have that, then it's about applying just enough pressure so that it's still just about bearable.
I have the feeling, especially when I raise the leg, that it reaches better the muscle.
Yes, then raise it up. So it's not about one position being right and the other wrong, but rather all positions are correct where you still have a good feeling regarding the pressure pain that's triggered. And then you will notice over time, I can already feel it myself, it will decrease. Our explanation for this is that certain receptors switch. They switch off the muscle in the brain that is connected to it, causing relaxation. This is our explanation. It still needs to be scientifically proven, but that is what we concluded through experience. And then you can try to go back on all fours, or rather to stand up on your feet and move a little, see if there is something further up. So you can adjust the height on one side, and of course you can also change the angle. If you have both feet positioned like this, then you can tilt the pelvis more like this and more like that. And if you want more on the outer edge of the buttocks, then you can also walk around more, practically optimizing it by always being exactly where you want to be with this round tip. And now just for comparison, take the tip now, which is a bit sharper than the round tip, and if you don't have a sciatica hero, you could now take a smaller ball, as I said, put it on 2-3 books so that it doesn't lie so deep, that you also have this penetration depth into the muscle. And now compare and you will immediately notice, with a smaller ball and a sharper tip, it becomes clearer. Do you notice?
Yes, one goes deeper there.
Becomes clearer, you go deeper in, and the procedure is always the same. You are practically looking for these spots, and when you have found one, you stay on it and let the effect unfold. What we can do now, because this is also a wonderful application, and if you notice, the ball or the tip is too small for you. That should actually all be higher. Then you would simply take the middle part, then you would put it on like this, and it would be significantly higher, right? But now we take the tip, and this round disc, which is actually made for underneath, now it gets particularly interesting. That would be practically the ball function. Because now you can move in circles, and when you have found your spot, which is sensitive and has already toned down a bit. Look, then you make small movements and then you get a wonderful massage effect. You can go back and forth, you can go from top to bottom, work your way in further when you notice sensitive areas. And you can also make circular movements. Everything that feels like this sensitive spot is well taken care of, you could say. I would also recommend doing something with these rollers in the evening before going to bed, because then you can have a cozy evening, even with the family, just rolling a bit. A little bit of pressure, a little bit of exercise, that is often much nicer than just sitting in front of the TV and spending the evening in front of the TV, my own personal advice. Yes, you see, look at my right foot. I am now circling with the foot. This moves the leg over the heel. And thus this circular movement of the foot goes up to under the hero or on top of the hero. And now you can do the following. Now let's go with the flat tip or the equivalent. Stack a few books on top of each other. If you don't have the hero yet, hit the middle part with the flat tip to get a certain height. We lie down on our backs again, and now you just push the support or the books quite high up, where the buttocks approach the edge of the pelvis, then straighten the leg. And you notice, now you have two effects. Number one, you hyperextend. And that is exactly what we did in the one exercise for the hip flexor. And number two, you simultaneously squeeze the glutes. So that these receptors switch and bring relief, bring relaxation, so that is practically double the effect, you are simultaneously achieving relaxation and overextending.
Am I positioned correctly or is it too high up?
No, that's good. But where are you lying? Are you lying with your sacrum? No, you have to move over to the buttocks. If it's the right side, then you have to lie on the right buttock, and the other foot, the left one, supports so you don't tip over.
Oh, I had it too centrally.
It should not be in the middle. It is not wrong. You also have an overextension, but it is better if it...
Yes, I also noticed the difference immediately.
Exactly, because there you have the pressure simultaneously relaxing the buttocks, and the overextension stretches the hip flexor, a wonderful dual function.
Yes, it really makes a difference.
So that was practicing with the SI joint and sciatic nerve hero, or alternatives that fit as well as possible. This complements the exercises incredibly well, and I personally always do it this way. I do my exercises in the morning, and in the evening I go to the hero tools, not just to one but to the others as well, because it is always very cozy in the evening, not associated with much action anymore. One does not have as much energy anymore. One simply lies down, and gravity does the job of stretching, relaxing. And tomorrow we will also use tools that can wonderfully help the whole thing, like the fascia roll massage. Please prepare plastic bottles that you have filled with water up to the lid. If possible, a thin, a medium, and a larger one, and then you will be excited to see what we can achieve with them and how to work and practice with them. And could it be that you still haven't subscribed to the channel? Then it's time to do it. And there you will find a video about the SI joint and sciatic nerve routine, and I look forward to seeing you tomorrow. Stay tuned.